Alrighty, so this is going to be a reading for my Libras. This is going to be a next 72-hour forecast. We're going to see how the energy looks for January 31st until the 2nd of February. So let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell. If you do want a personal, that information also will be listed in the description. Libras for the next 72 hours. You guys are already showing up in your own reading. Libras. Oh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't shuffle so hard. Alrighty. So the overall energy is the Six of Swords. Your current energy is the Two of Swords. The challenge is the Queen of Cups. Advice from your spirit guides is the Nine of Swords, and then the outcome is the Sun card in reverse. Libras for January 31st to the 2nd of February. All right, so we have meditate and contemplate. So let's discuss these cards. So the first one is the Six of Swords. So for the overall energy being this is really good. This is moving to a better space in energy. This is after being stressed out, going through a lot of troubling energy. And this is more like emotionally, and really like going through it for some time. This could be in terms of like your romantic affairs, or there may be some things that may have been disrupting you emotionally and throwing you off, and this is you moving to a better space mentally and emotionally after going through all of this struggle and strife. This is also really good because this is also the energy of some of you moving on. If you have been stuck on a relationship and it's trauma that it's caused you, this is letting go of that. There's no longer letting it stop you from living your life. This is even some of you guys taking the time to like go out there and go on dates. Some of you, this is even you traveling a little bit more to get the opportunity to meet newer people. But with the Six of Swords, this is really, really good. This is forward movement. This is the calm after a storm, basically. Now, this could also be somebody trying to move forward and contact you and move beyond the issues you may have had at one point. But some of you may be in such a different mind frame where you just want to focus on self that you may not even accept the opportunity back into your life. Now, when it comes to your current energy, I do have the Two of Swords. So this being conflicted, see, the Two of Swords is like being fully aware of your inner truth and the truth itself, but being put in a weird position where you're having to make a decision that may not be the most comfortable. Because as you can see, the woman, she has the Two Swords and they're in her hand, meaning this is clarity, full understanding, but she's choosing to keep herself blocked. She's the only one holding up the swords. So for some of you, you're in a tough spot because it's like, you know that somebody's going to continue to be uncooperative, but it's like, what do? Do you leave them alone and then you feel miserable, or do you like continue in the situation and be miserable? So it's like you're in a weird situation where you feel like you don't, regardless of the decision you make, that you don't really have control over the situation. Some of you also could be feeling like somebody else that you're dealing with is acting very conflicted as well. But when it comes to the challenge, I do have the Queen of Cups. So the challenge may be confronting your feelings, also getting somebody to open up emotionally may be the problem. This is also issues with possibly your needs getting met, like you feeling as if your person is not really taking in consideration of your feelings. You could find yourself also being overly emotional during this time frame where you just may be like crying randomly or just really taking things to heart. And some of you, it could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio as well. That could be a challenge. But regardless of that, the advice here is the Nine of Swords. So this is not stressing yourself out. This is also making sure that before you go to bed that you really clear out any sort of like self-doubting thoughts, negative thoughts that are basically keeping you up at night, overthinking, over processing information, and freaking out. Okay. Anxiety is one of those weird things where you just start thinking things that aren't true and you know it's not true, but it will start to make you believe the untrue things that you're thinking. And you have to be careful of that. Some of you also need to implement more like meditation into your life some way, somehow. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes of meditating, but at least 10 minutes, 10 to 15 a day, especially if your mind is overactive. Okay. And whatever has you stressed out, you need to think about whether or not it's worth it. That's another thing too. And if you're going to be stressed out about it years down the line. Now, when it comes to the outcome, I do have the Sun card in reverse. So there may be a Leo of significance in some sort of way. But with this Sun card in reverse, you could be a little unhappy with someone. This could be unhappy with the person you have children with. Yeah, you could be unhappy because you could be finding out that like your spouse may have lied about something, like something that you may have been inquiring about. You may be finding out that like they were lying, and this is only if you were suspecting that. Some of you, this is being unhappy because somebody's like avoiding you and you were expecting the relationship to go somewhere. Some of you may be unhappy also because you may have not been completely honest with yourself about certain things. Like this is almost like staying stuck in a situation where you know the outcome's bad, but then it's like you keep trying to tell yourself, no, well, it's not going to turn out that way. And then it turns out that way. So this could be like knowing that you shouldn't deal with somebody who has like cheated on you repeatedly or something like that. And then dating them again. And then knowing that this person may have not changed, but then getting disappointed when you see that the person actually produced the results of not changing. So that's also something I'm seeing. But regardless of that energy, I do have meditate and contemplate. And this is going back to what I was saying with this Nine of Swords. Some of you really need to meditate and you need to take a step back to really get a sense of clarity, because there may be a need for you to look at things from a different angle, or you meditating is going to really bring a level of clarity instead of a whole bunch of over anxious thoughts that may be blocking you right now. So this is what I see. I really do wish you the best of luck. If you do want to see more of my readings, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want a personal, that information will be below in the description, and I will see you in the next one.